Are you worried about your relationship? Do you feel like something isn't quite right but you can't put your finger on it? Well, you're not alone. Many of us grapple with these feelings. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at relationships. Specifically, we'll be talking about 10 common red flags that might suggest your relationship is in trouble. It's crucial to recognize these signs early on. If any of these red flags resonate with your situation, it might be time for a serious conversation or to reconsider the relationship. The first red flag is a lack of communication. You see, communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. It's the medium through which we express our feelings, desires, and concerns. It's how we connect, understand, and grow together. So, what happens when this vital component starts to dwindle or even disappear? Well, misunderstandings can become the order of the day. When we don't communicate, we leave room for assumptions, and as we all know, assumptions can be wildly off the mark. Misunderstandings can breed resentment, hurt feelings, and even lead to unnecessary conflicts. Moreover, a lack of communication can increase feelings of isolation. If you're not sharing and discussing your thoughts with your partner, it's easy to feel like you're in this alone. And let's not forget, communication isn't just about talking, it's about listening too. A conversation is a two-way street. Remember, a healthy relationship thrives on open and honest communication. Next up is disrespect. This can take many forms in a relationship, some subtle, some glaringly obvious. It might be as blatant as name-calling or belittling comments, which are both attempts to undermine a person's self-esteem. Or it might be as subtle as ignoring the boundaries you've set, pushing you to do things you're uncomfortable with, or dismissing your feelings as unimportant. In a healthy relationship, there's a mutual respect that forms the foundation of your interactions. You value each other's thoughts, feelings, and personal space. You uphold each other's dignity and worth even during disagreements. But when disrespect starts to creep in, it erodes that foundation. It can make you feel undervalued and unimportant, and that's not how a loving relationship should feel. Remember, everyone deserves respect in a relationship. Disrespect in any form is unacceptable and a clear red flag. Red flag number 3 is control and jealousy. Love should not be a power play. It should not be about controlling your partner's actions, their choices, their friendships. When someone starts dictating who you can spend time with, what you can wear, or how you should behave, it becomes a matter of control, not care. Similarly, a pinch of jealousy can be flattering, but when it brews into a storm, it can be destructive. Excessive jealousy often stems from insecurity and can lead to accusations, constant checking, and even isolation from loved ones. This toxicity can suffocate the essence of a relationship, turning it into a battlefield instead of a sanctuary. So if you find yourself or your partner trapped in this whirlwind of control and jealousy, it's time to address the issue. Remember, a healthy relationship is based on trust and freedom. The fourth red flag is lack of support. In a relationship, it's crucial for both partners to feel emotionally and practically supported. Think of it as being each other's cheerleaders, whether it's for a big job interview, a tough day, or even a small hobby. We all need someone who's got our back and believes in us even when we don't believe in ourselves. But when this support is missing, it can feel like you're alone in a team of two. This lack of support can manifest in different ways. Maybe your partner dismisses your feelings, or perhaps they're indifferent to your dreams and ambitions. They might be absent when you need them the most, or maybe they just don't seem to care about your day-to-day struggles. Remember, relationships are about partnership. If you consistently feel like you're rowing the boat alone, it's time to take notice. If you feel unsupported in your relationship, it's a red flag. Red flag number 5 is constant criticism. Now, we all know that no one is perfect. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses. But when criticism becomes a regular part of your interactions, it's time to take a step back and assess the situation. Constant criticism can erode your self-esteem, making you feel unworthy or unloved. It creates a hostile environment where you're always walking on eggshells, constantly worried about doing something wrong. However, it's important to distinguish between constructive criticism and constant negative criticism. Constructive criticism is aimed at helping you grow and improve. It's delivered with kindness and respect. On the other hand, negative criticism is hurtful. It's meant to tear you down, not build you up. So if you find yourself under a barrage of constant criticism, it's a clear sign that something is not right in your relationship. Remember, everyone deserves to be treated with kindness and respect. The sixth red flag is lack of quality time. Quality time isn't just about being in the same room together, it's about engaging with each other, sharing experiences, and creating memories. It's the time when you truly connect, whether through conversation, shared activities, or simply enjoying each other's company. When quality time becomes scarce, it can indicate a lack of interest or commitment. Perhaps your partner is always busy, or maybe they'd rather spend time with friends or on their hobbies. This can leave you feeling neglected and disconnected. Quality time is the lifeblood of a relationship. It's when you nurture your bond and reinforce your mutual understanding and affection. It's essential for maintaining a strong connection and a fulfilling relationship. So take note, if your partner is always too busy for you, if you're always the one initiating time together, or if your shared moments feel more obligatory than enjoyable, then alarm bells should start ringing. If you're not spending quality time together, it's a red flag. Red flag number 7 is lack of trust. Trust is the bedrock of any successful relationship. It's what holds everything together, like glue. When trust is missing, the relationship becomes like a house of cards, shaky and ready to topple over at the slightest breeze. Trust encompasses so many things: honesty, reliability, faithfulness, and the belief that your partner has your best interests at heart. It's knowing that they'll catch you when you fall, and they'll be there for you, come what may. When trust is lacking, suspicion and insecurity creep in. You start to question your partner's actions, motives, even their words. This creates tension, misunderstandings, and often leads to unnecessary arguments. Remember, it's normal to have doubts and fears sometimes. But when these feelings become constant companions, it's time to take a step back and evaluate. Trust is like a garden. It needs constant care and nurturing. Without it, the garden withers. Similarly, without trust, a relationship cannot thrive. The 8th red flag is unresolved arguments. Now, we all know that disagreements are a normal part of any relationship, but when these disagreements are left unresolved, they can quickly turn into a breeding ground for resentment and hostility. It's like leaving a wound untreated. It may seem insignificant at first, but if not properly addressed, it can lead to a severe infection that could potentially damage the relationship beyond repair. It's crucial to understand that resolution doesn't always mean agreeing with each other. Sometimes it's about recognizing each other's viewpoints and finding a middle ground. It's about creating a space where both parties feel heard, respected, and valued. Disagreements can lead to growth and deeper understanding if handled correctly. But if they're ignored or swept under the rug, they can cause an undercurrent of tension that can erode the foundation of your relationship. So it's important to resolve disagreements in a respectful manner. Remember, healthy relationships require resolution and compromise. Red flag number 9 is feeling drained. A relationship is supposed to be a source of strength, energy, and happiness. It's your safe haven where you can recharge and rejuvenate. However, if you find yourself feeling emotionally or physically drained after spending time with your partner, it's a clear sign of a problem. Think about it. Does your partner's presence fill you with vitality, or does it suck the life out of you? Do your conversations leave you feeling uplifted, or do they make you feel depleted? A relationship is a two-way street. It should be a give-and-take dynamic, not a one-sided energy drain. Remember, love shouldn't leave you feeling exhausted. It should invigorate you, motivate you, and make you feel alive. If you're constantly feeling drained, it's a sign that the balance is off. It's a sign that you're giving more than you're getting. If you're constantly feeling drained, it's a red flag. The 10th and final red flag is your intuition. Yes, that's right, your gut feeling. Intuition is a powerful tool that often gets overlooked, but it's incredibly important to pay attention to. It's that quiet whisper in the back of your mind, that nagging feeling in your stomach, the unease that washes over you when something just doesn't sit right. Intuition often speaks to us when logic and reasoning fail. It's our body's way of communicating that something is off, even if we can't quite put our finger on what it is. Intuition isn't about having concrete proof or evidence. It's about feeling, sensing. It's a deeply personal and subjective experience. Ignoring these feelings can lead to regret down the line. So when your intuition speaks, listen. It might be trying to tell you that your relationship is in troubled waters. Remember, your intuition is there to protect you, not to lead you astray. Trust your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. In conclusion, these are the 10 red flags that your relationship might be in trouble. Lack of communication, disrespect, control, and jealousy. Lack of support, constant criticism. Lack of quality time, lack of trust, unresolved arguments, feeling drained, and intuition. Each of these signs serves as a beacon, highlighting areas of concern within your relationship. Remember, it's important to communicate openly, treat each other with respect, and not ignore any red flags. Your happiness and well-being should always come first.